some lives of some people. So
Who, Bruce? I mean, Caitlyn?
yeah. Well, it was
It
Bruce
was
at the
Bruce
time.
then. It was
It
Bruce
was
then.
Bruce at the time.
That's why he changed up.
It was Bruce at the time.
Oh, that's why I changed.
No,
No,
buddy.
Hightower's
Oh.
just he's throwing you an alley oop,
Yo.
but I see you about to catch it. I see you about to catch it.
No,
He's
yo,
throwing it.
shit. I don't know. You never know. People change identities to try to escape lawsuits, all different types of reasons, man.
Yeah, but she ended up ended up settling out of court with that case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Celebrities do that shit.
Can you imagine that though? Like you're wanted for this crime under this alias, so you change your whole alias.
That's crazy. Yeah, I should still be on.
We got an APB out for Bruce Jenner. Gotcha. My name is Caitlyn. You can't arrest me.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Yo,
wild.
I just heard something about some dude faking his death and getting getting a whole new career. Something crazy. He basically faked his death and he was still making money. So like people find different ways to do all types of crazy shit. So I wouldn't put it
man.
past
Speaking of crazy shit that happened, I'd say about maybe about 4 years ago, around this time. You know what I mean? We did some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like something that came together from probably M1, I believe. I believe M1 was at least the conversation that I remember being a part of it initially.
Yeah.
Was M1. Well, Medication One, let me say that so people know what it is. And it took 4 years to kind of get it, 4 or 5 years at least, to kind of get this off the ground. You know what I'm saying? And here we are, 150 episodes later. Yo. 4 years, yo. Yeah. Come on, Payne. Where the sound effects at? Come on, Payne. You better than that.
I'm thinking you got more stories.
Congratulations. Nah. I mean, we started out as a Fab Four, and then we realized in season 2, I believe that we needed to add some music and another personality to the group. And this is when I reach out to Payne, and it's very rare Payne's gonna say no to anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very much he's a nice guy. You know what I mean? Like so I know, right? But
he'll be like, "What?"
But I'm just saying when I approach Payne, I'm sorry, Capo. Go ahead.
No, I mean, so let's talk about the whole story, right? Because I think the whole story is really, really a sign of Black men growth. We were talking about that on Wednesday night, right?
I'm sorry. Amazing live, by the way, on Wednesday night too, fellas. I know I said in the group chat, but I had to tell you guys personally. I watched that entire live the next day on my way to work and finished it at work, man. I mean, true, grown man bars, great conversation. So I just salute you guys on that.
Yeah, no, it definitely felt like a good conversation. And I think what you're diving into is that the origin story of Payne, us kind of making that number 1 draft pick, right? And so, what happened with that was really a weird scenario, right? So, I met Payne at first in a sports group, in a Facebook sports group, you know what I mean? And one that we were all a part of at the time. Yep. And, so when I left that sports group, just for reasons of my own, right? Like nothing wild, nothing crazy, nothing, at all. I just left the sports group. But I had related Payne to part of the reason why I left, right? Just the COVID, right? And so having the conversation of bringing Payne over, it was really grown man bars about, we just had a one-on-one conversation, like, this is how I felt in that moment. Payne was like, nah, like, you got misunderstood, you know what I mean? And I think it's a It's always important, man. We've been talking about this for a couple of seasons now, but it's so important that black men set an example for our culture. And when there's a difference of opinions, when there's a gray cloud, have the conversation, man. You know, have the conversation rather than, you know, letting that shit linger and then niggas really don't know what's going on.
Right.
And most of the times when you have the conversation, it comes back like, nah, yo, you misunderstood. You got that misinterpreted, you dig? And then niggas like, oh, okay, well, you know, pardon me. Let's rock. And now, you know, Payne is not only a Sparring Minds #1 draft pick, absolutely one of my closest friends in the world. And, you know, like it just starts with those kind of conversations, man. So salute to Payne, salute to our journey. I think, you know, got many more years coming. I'm happy that he's here.
Yeah, and salute to y'all. Like another funny part of the story that y'all don't even know about. I never even told y'all. So I had been,
exclusive.
before podcasts was even popping, when they first started coming about, I had approached some of my childhood friends about doing it. Like 2 of my best friends, my mentor Val Beats, Ill Neil, DJ Jinx. I was like, I kept bugging them about it, but you know, this life be lifing and they got other shit going on. So no one ever connected on it. So I just was like, I was kind of bummed out because I was like, damn, I want to do this podcast thing because my mouth, I can't be on the radio the way I talk and the way I want to knock shit over at the drop of a dime. You know what I mean? So I wanted to do the podcast shit and I was kind of bummed out about it. And then Maine came to me with this and I'm thinking I'm just going to play some music and shit like that. But then a couple of times I played the music, like I actually sat in on the session and it just meshed. You know what I mean? It felt right doing it. And then when y'all came to me like, yo, we want you to be part of the actual show, I was like, yeah, word, that it makes sense. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man, it's been dope thus far, man.
It felt right. Word. What episodes stand out to y'all?
Oof.
I mean, we're 150 in now. You dig? So
Man. Wow.
Not counting the one chip.
yeah, count the one chip challenge. We don't talk about the one chip.
I will say, and I don't think this was the same episode. It might have been. I did like the battle between you and Little. That was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
That was fun.
that was a really dope one.
Yeah.
Man, it's too many, man. To say a favorite episode out of 150. But if I had to pick one, I guess I would I love the teachers episode. The teachers episode was one of my favorites. The timing in which we had that episode, the pulse of the world and what was going on at that time, it really made sense. And just, you know, again, we crack a lot of jokes, we have a lot of fun on here, but we definitely have had our serious moments and shows of just impact, you know what I'm saying, that we had. And that definitely was one for me as a parent, you know what I'm saying. That was, you know, it's just too many, but if I could just think of one that like really pops out for me, the teachers episode was definitely one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
For me, it was probably, I can't remember what number it is, but the title was It's Murder. We were supposed to talk about Irv Gotti bugging out, and we ended up going off on a whole other tangent. And that, I think the reason that episode sticks out to me is because that episode was the one where I pinpointed what a really good episode is, where a conversation just flows and you look up and it's like, oh shit, the show is over. You know what I mean? And like, that's how that whole conversation flowed.
Yeah.
Little right on time.
Oh yeah, let the brother in. Or is he gonna wait till 7:30?
Nah, let's go.
He looks ready. He looks ready.
Let's go in.
No, I know he said sometimes he wants to wait till 7:30. So
I like to make a late entrance always.
He likes to make a grand entrance.
Habitually, yes.
That's Rod Bird. I was talking about it recently. We're just talking about shows that we remember from over the course of the 150 that we're leading up to today. And I think that obviously there's a couple that stand out, right? But I think one of our very first shows It was like probably episode 2 or 3. It was joint accounts, right? And I remember joint accounts because, much like Payne said, you get a feel for a really good show. Joint accounts was like my moment of, yo, we're pretty good at this podcast thing, right? And then secondly, yo, I was getting flame roasted
Yeah, you
on
were.
Facebook the next day.
Yeah, you were.
So what I think what that does is it kind of shows you that there's people listening. You know what I mean? That they tune
Right.
in, and
Yeah.
you know, and our topics are good. Like we're not just talking about, you know, sex all the time. We're not talking about drama. You know, we have some pretty good talking points as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
What about you, Little? What stands out to you in this journey to 150?
I don't believe I made it to 150 with you all. Y'all some aggravating guys.
Oh, this nigga.
Says the guy that comes in late.
Yo, I love it.
You notice you notice the last couple of weeks he's been covering that chair.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Due to the flag.
So how did this all become about me now?
You made
Isn't
it
it
that way.
always? I thought it was always about you.
Yeah,
Right.
like, what we doing?
No, I'm
What about
learning
guests?
quickly. It's definitely not.
What
Oh,
about
man.
guests? What do y'all think about that over this 150 journey? What guests stand out to y'all? I know
Ooh.
Chef said the teachers. Anything outside of that?
That was just an episode. I mean, I guess particular guests, outside of the teachers,
You know,
I like when we had 2 on.
yeah.
I like my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my guy too. That was a really good episode we had with the good brother Toot Whalen. Shout out to Toot Dorchester.
Right.
You know what it
Right.
is. That was a really good episode.
Where was you going?
Oh, my fault. Go ahead, Sam.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the cookout when we had Dana from Sit and Talk and Mitch and shit. I don't even remember how many people we had. We had a bunch of
We had
people
like
on that
3 or
night.
4 on that night. Yeah,
Actually,
Mo, Tashiana,
Tashiana. Yep.
Hot Sauce was on.
Yep.
So, you know, we had Liz Miranda on, who I kind of want to get back on.
yeah.
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 And
I think
there was another episode, and I think I wanted to do more of this upcoming, where we had one of our frequent listeners, Nina, on, and she definitely dropped some gems on people.
Yeah.
that was a good one.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So I think I have 2 that stand out to me. And the Toot Whalen one was good too. So that's a good call by you, Chef. We had a really pointed conversation with James Lambert.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't know anything about the good brother until that. But you know, I was like, yo, this dude's all right. He's a good individual to know. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
so that was a really good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think one of our early, might have been the finale of season 1, maybe, was us meeting. At the time, it was Henny and Hot Wings with Sauce and Mo and
Joe Badu. Yep.
Joe Badu. That was a really fun episode, right? We had a little bit of fun with that. Kind of, you know, because it was one of the first time we merged worlds with, you know, bringing females in and having that different dynamic added to the show, right? So that was fun too. So I think those 2 stand out for sure.
If I had to pick 2, one was episode 12. I think it was Daughters.
Fathers and Daughters. Early, was that season 1?
Season 1. It was you, me, and Maine.
Yeah.
It was 2.
It was 2.
It was,
season
actually,
2?
No, I think it was
Season
1 because season 1 went deep.
That was during
Right.
COVID.
Season so to be clear, season 1, the first season, had no exaggeration because I had like 60 episodes in
Definitely.
season 1.
Yeah.
Before we realized, we like, wait a minute, we doing a little bit too much.
Yeah.
We're shooting like 3 days a week. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that was crazy.
So like even on Sundays, I don't know how this was happening, but season 1 was like 3 seasons
Yeah.
all together now
All together.
of what we shoot. You know what I'm saying? So
And how could we forget the episode with Deanna?
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was a good one. Yeah,
that was a
Yeah.
good
Yep.
one too.
the life coach
Um,
episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, life coach
You know
episode.
that episode that I still think about to this day is that, and I don't say this often. In fact,
Pain.
let's take a quick break.
Hold
Let's take a
that
quick
thought.
break.
Yeah.
No, hold up. Don't hit the intro yet. We're
Oh,
doing
okay.
celebrity.
Oh, my fault. All right.
So I actually learned something from Deanna that day, which is dope, right? You want to be. I learned that there may be Payne has been drilling this home for a while also, but there may be value in having a third party listen to your relationship concerns, right? And we kind of got that from Deanna. I know she was championing that during her episode with us.
Yeah.
Just being able to go sit down with somebody if your relationship's hitting a rough patch and be able to so you know, my views on it aside, I learned that that's an option that people should definitely take advantage of. I think it's a dope path if you need that kind of stuff. So that's always dope. You know what I mean? So salute to her for sure.
Salute.
All right, Payne, let's get it, baby. 150.
Hey yo, don't that white, no muzzle. Sparring Minds live every Friday. Let's go. Look, it's Sparring Minds. If you don't know the name, look us up. You know it's all facts when you got Chef Maine cooking up a couple of brothers who know all about the struggle. Black excellence, you know we just work hard and hustle. Whenever you want that urban talk, you know we keep it real. Mr. Maritime on the mic. Yeah, you know the deal is real life. Hotel High Tower bringing you the feel. DJ Payne, keep it 100. Matter of fact, keep it a mill. Let's go.
Bars.
Bars.
I still love that video too. As we talk about leading up to this 150, just when did we do that? Ant season 3, 4?
Which one?
The video.
Our intro video.
5. We're on season 9 now, so that was like 6.
Like 5 or 6, maybe.
Yeah.
Evolution, man.
Yeah.
Evolution. Yo,
Come a long way, fellas.
Yo, compared to the first one, I wish we could pull those first intros up. Are you kidding me? I wish we could pull those. Yo, what? Boys came a long way, man. Sis, what's going on?
What we doing here?
She thinks she needs a third party because the things she deals with.
Roxbury and Mattapan, boy. No
Hold
salt.
Water.
I'm gonna come to Chuck's aid on this one because I called him first thing this morning. And Fabian answered the phone and was trying to put him on punishment in the doctor's office.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, let me see if I can let him get on the phone yet. Like, hold up, what happened? It's only 8 in the morning.
Yo, people swear I've been making that shit up, right? That day in the life, that's my real life, right? and I'm absolutely an abused husband out here, but you know, whatever. Y'all, you know, when I'm gonna be laid up somewhere, then y'all gonna be like, "Oh my God, Chuck, are you okay?" Don't ask me then. Ask me now. Shit, I'll tell you now. I'm fucked up.
Oh man, episode 150. Episode 150.
Episode.
Shit.
You go versus humanity. Humanity.
You go first. Humility. I thought humility, right?
Oh, humility. Oh.
Humility.
Well,
Humility.
You know, I was in that little small class, so you know.
Oh, you gotta relax, dog.
The one in the
That's
basement.
not how you. That's not how you got the short bus name. You gotta relax, dog.
It's close.
Gotta relax.
Before we even get into that, though, we gotta make sure, like, and this is a polarizing thing, but we gotta give a rest in peace to Orenthal James Simpson, better known as OJ.
Yes.
One of the best running backs, and because the NFL will try to, you know, hide his film, and so will the NCAA. He's one of the best running backs to ever do it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Definitely.
Can I ask you why they would do that?
Because he's black.
Because he got away with, or he got off, I should say, because we don't know if he did it or not. People say he did. People think
he didn't do that.
Time out. When other
shit.
people get off, we don't sit there and go through all that. They got off.
Look at them.
Why would the black guy get off?
Killer.
It's he could have possibly still done it.
Yeah, look at them cops that killed Breonna Taylor. They got off. Ain't nobody really, you know what I mean?
Listen, I remember being in Dorchester High.
Yep.
Okay, that year, freshman year. Okay, shout out to rest in peace, Miss Benton, the librarian, being in the library. You know what I'm saying? When the verdict came down, when that verdict came down, I promise you, we all said, you know what? That's it for the day. We out of here. Everybody walked out to school. Everybody walked out to school the day we got the verdict on juice.
Were we in high school when that happened?
We were in high school.
Yeah, we were in high school.
94.
Yeah.
94, 95.
The crazy thing is, like a couple months before, and this is what's crazy. Like, so, and we're probably gonna get pants here for this, but Caucasian America was so up in arms about OJ getting off, right? But a couple of months before, or a year before, however long it was, cops were on film beating the shit out of Rodney King, and they all got off.
Right.
That's wild.
Y'all have no evidence of this man doing what he was accused of doing, but y'all are so up in arms this many years later about it. And people saying like Caitlyn Jenner, who can kick fucking rocks barefoot, talking about good riddance. I hate when people rejoice in someone's passing, man. That's some bullshit.
First of all, Caitlyn just mad because, you know, OJ done fucked his bitch. That's all that is. That's all that is.
True.
As soon as I seen the comments, you know, what she said, all I seen and heard in my head was Tupac's verse. You know, that opening verse to hit him up.
Yeah.
Him talking about Biggie. That's why I fucked your bitch.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Why we bringing the smoke to Biggie, dog? Why we bringing the smoke to Biggie?
He done fucked this bitch and then turned him into a bitch. That's some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, this dude here.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, little. That's what I'm talking about. Dog.
Listen.
A lot of energy tonight.
I'm just being real, man.
A little bringing the heat this evening. What's going on?
That's what we talking about, man. Word up.
Yeah, listen,
man.
I think there's another part of this conversation too. There's another part, right? Like it must have been strange for OJ to find his place in the world at that point in time, right? Because OJ in the 60s and 70s was
that naked.
Well, of course he was one of the best running backs in football. We all get that, right? But OJ was embraced by white Hollywood. You dig? OJ had a place at that table. And so when this whole thing with the Bronco happens, white Hollywood turns their back on him. OJ was, so be clear, OJ was a part of that Coke era that they had pointing fingers at Bill Cosby about, right? OJ was a part of that era, right? So them Hugh Hefner parties that we mentioned last week, OJ was at those. You dig? Those are his kind of invites. Very much those kind of Diddy parties that you keep hearing about. That OJ was on the front lines with white America. And so when the Bronco situation happens, right, and white America turns their back on them, now the hood is like, I don't know. Well, were they?
Not right away.
Not right away. Took him a little bit of time.
Yeah,
don't forget the quote. I'm not black. I'm OJ. That's a real quote. That's a real quote.
But that wasn't like him putting us down. That was just like, yo, man, I'm not into that black and white shit. I'm just me. I'm just being me.
Yeah, he worded it wrong.
Yeah,
100%. I don't know about
nigga. You live in the United States of America. That's a conversation. You just can't be OJ. That's not. You just can't separate yourself from the conversation.
Why not? There's a lot of people that do. Jordan separated himself from it. There's a lot of people that have.
Right. Jordan has.
No, Jordan has. He definitely has. I mean, he's actually just now coming around. Maybe the last couple of years. But
I just think the quote is crazy.
Yeah.
I just think that I'm not black, I'm OJ.
It's nuts.
But
you know what I mean?
It's a microcosm of him separating himself from that story. That's important.
Right.
So watch this. Watch the transition as a DJ transition is important, right? So what OJ, I think the reason white America was so pissed with OJ is because they took him in, like you said, they took him in, like, yo, white America accepts you. You're now cool with us.
Yep.
So when he was accused of what he did of killing a white woman and man, now their ego was bruised.
Aha.
So that shit hurt. And we know that a bruised ego takes a long ass time to heal if it ever does.
Well done, Payne.
Especially when you have power.
I'm telling you that Melrose education, boy. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. Just nice wordplay, my brother. Nice wordplay.
Good stuff.
Speaking of ego, where we going tonight with this?
Ooh, there's so many places to go with it.
we'll start from, probably the most interesting and unexpected thing to ever take place in history of hip hop. We had a rap beef apology.
It's not the first though.
I don't think it's the first though.
Someone else apologized after the song.
I mean, after the fact, not during the beef.
Ugly.
Right. And so what people are gonna say, just to add some more context, what people are gonna say is that his mom had called him and said something to him about the song because of the lyrics with leaving the condom in the baby seat and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But technically, I mean, however you want to slice it, because I know, I love Jay, people all love Jay too, but like it was kind of an apology, not to this extent as far as what happened with Cole. But it was somewhat of a
wait a minute. Like, didn't Takeover come out after that?
Takeover was before
no. Takeover was before Super Ugly. Takeover started it. It was Takeover, Ether, then Super Ugly.
Then Super Ugly.
So there was no more records that came from Jay after that?
Not anything.
After this apology. After this
not nothing. I'm not
nothing
sure.
Blatant. Like there was shot. He was still taking shots here and there, but it wasn't whole songs being done.
I mean, listen. I'm never gonna be mad at someone for picking their piece over something that if you feel like, because you can hear in the record he didn't really want to go at him anyways. Like it kind of was like, and I was thinking like, oh, he's just jabbing right now. He's not really swinging for the fences. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, if the man said it didn't sit right with his spirit, my thing is, me personally, who am I to question that? Yeah. And so I know he's getting killed online. There's so many media outlets, but it's like it's always fake outrage sometimes with stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like everybody, hip hop, we know what it's on, but again, if it don't sit right with your spirit, what are you supposed to do? Force it?
And I mean, this is.
Go ahead.
I was saying this is just a prime example of the title of the show, because ego is what drove him to do the verse in the first place.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
But was it?
I disagree.
I think it was his peers more so. Like,
well, yeah, the ego
was his peers, it was his fans, and it all got to his ego, of course.
No, I think the ego part of it is, for the last couple years, he's been that dude, and he's been talking about being that dude and talking about, killing anybody on the song for whatever reason. So he was trying to keep up a standard because of the position he had put himself in.
Yeah.
And then, and then now he's getting them shots from somebody he's supposed to be cool with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now it's like, okay, well, I can't back down. Now his chest is out. It's not until afterwards when he's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, like he didn't, but it didn't feel like him. You know what I mean? So, he said that it basically didn't feel like him. He felt pushed into it. Like, people like, yo, he said this. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, like, I think that's part of the reason why that song felt like just like jabs or whatever, right? But in a society where we constantly clown people for trying to be someone they're not, when someone's speaking their truth, like Maine said, now we're fucking trashing them for that. Like, which one is it? Are we gonna allow people to be themselves and want them to be themselves, or are we gonna force them to be something they're not?
This is an indictment or a highlight on the culture of hip hop, right? Let's start there, because that's what hip hop is built on. This, you dig what I'm saying? Hip hop is built. This is Busy Bee. This is that kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
And I want to take you back to a time, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on the music. I think there's bigger issues in this, right?
Yep.
But I'm gonna take you back to Bitchin' You, right?
Oh my God.
Where
Jesus.
we have an artist who's a backpack rapper, and he's doing songs with R&B chicks, and he's not known for gangster rap at this time. You dig? But Cube felt the kind of way. Cube kind of felt like, yo, this nigga's attacking the West Coast. I'm not going to stand here for it. Right? And then, so somebody who admittedly feels the same way that Cole does right now. Like, that ain't my wave. That's not what I do. I'm not here to battle rap niggas. However, I understand this is hip hop. Right? And so, nigga, you ain't made shit dope since America's Most. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know this. I didn't know how. That's hip hop.
That's actually cap, but even when Common said it, I don't know about that. He made
that's hip hop.
Yeah, you're right.
So if you're gonna be a part of the industry, be a part of the industry. Don't back away when it doesn't serve you, right? And then Common went right back to doing his regular stuff, and but when these opportunities present themselves, you gotta remember what game you're playing.
So you're saying you should stay in the bench?
No, I said you should have spit something better and then went right back to your backpack shit. But it's hip hop.
Meaning Cole, you're talking about.
Yeah, you said
Correct.
Cole should have.
Right.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it have? It would have still gone on. It would have still gone on even if he went back to his backpack shit. So he would have had to spit something else.
Yeah,
Definitely.
No. Well, why? Because Common did it once and that was it.
But if Kendrick comes out with an answer, now he doesn't say anything. By that ideology, now he has to respond again.
Well, now you walk down a different path, right? Because it doesn't have to be that where you're releasing 7 songs. It don't have to be LL versus Kool Moe D where there's like 9 songs. It don't got to be that.
But the thing with Cube and Common, wasn't there still like some outside stuff going on also though? I mean, it wasn't just something that a friendly back and forth beef. This was it was a little bit more that went on outside. Where
So,
it might have could have been on site if they met up with each other.
Well, he in the beef series when this happened. I know we don't want to stay in the music, but I can see where we're going. So somebody better cut it off before we keep going down that path.
I just feel like Cole, looked at the past and how rappers of the past. Especially the Biggie and Tupac, how that all ended. I don't think he just wanted to go that route. I think he just wanted to end it. Fuck it. I don't think he wanted to go any further.
I don't think it would have went that route.
It probably wasn't with these two guys
on that path. But I mean, again, the man said his spirit, and again, so that's a different level of what is that? We want to say humility. Is that just being humble? You know what I mean? Again, not letting your ego get the best of you, right? And to cave into the pressures of everything. And he did that, and it didn't feel right. And we all heard it. You know what I'm saying? And he walked it back a little bit. It's not what you're supposed to do in hip hop, but
like
I'm not mad at it.
Go ahead, Penny.
I'm sorry. I was just saying, wouldn't this be something that you actually hate, Chuck, which is tit for tat?
Yep. I was getting ready to go there.
Well, no, because we grew up with hip hop, right? Hip hop was a sport, right? And so there's still a competitive edge. This ain't relationship development, right? This is a sport that I'm playing in, and Payne just hit a 3 and I'm trash. Give me the. You see what I'm saying? This is competition. We're going back and forth. That's what
You
hip hop
broke
has
the
always
audience.
been.
You got a
You
little
broke-
T-Painish
did I-
right there. You got a little T-Painish.
Sorry about that. No, all I was saying was that. Am I better now?
Yeah.
All I
Yeah.
was saying was that hip hop is a sport. You know what I mean? And Payne's not going to come down and hit a 3 in my face and then drag me for the rest of the game. No, give me the ball. Let me go do what I do now. It's a sport. We got to go back and forth.
Actually,
it's
in
not a
real life,
personal
I probably am, but
Hey, Payne, I don't think you're gonna let him even get past half court.
Oh man.
This is a larger conversation though about being your authentic self
Mhm.
when it's not easy.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
That's the larger conversation here, right?
Yeah.
And so then metrics, we should be championing Cole, right?
100%.
Is it a microcosm of our community that we can't?
Definitely.
it
Yep.
definitely is.
Yep.
Definitely. And it's a little sad that is, because it's like, it's almost a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the vulnerability thing, man, is in so many spaces where you can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? And your people will definitely remind you and let you know of that too, because he's been getting killed online mostly by, you guessed it,
Us.
our own people.
No, that's not fair. That's because
He's
we
been-
understand what the culture is. We understand hip hop and what it's designed to be.
But I just think the word soft, I think that is just being a little bit overused in this case, where it's like, again, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing.
Being
Because
the
it's like,
bigger-
we want to see the drama. We want to see the, no, fuck that. It's why people record fights when fights are going on.
Well,
People's not
so-
calling someone to break it up. They pull their phones out to record it.
being the bigger person and turning the other cheek is labeled as soft, and that's what Cole did
Yeah.
by doing this, and everyone's labeling him soft.
But see, I think there's a bigger
you're
conversation.
changing the culture of hip hop.
Well, that there's a bigger conversation where it's like, at what point in your decision making do you get liberty to change your mind?
It's something like this, or in general.
I think this one and the same.
Yeah.
It
Definitely.
can't be one and the same.
It can't.
It's-
Hip hop culture is a whole different animal.
At its core, it's about changing your mind and having a different thought
Period.
process, though.
Yeah,
It's
if you're
still
writing,
about that.
you writing
just-
bars down.
It's
and
just
decide-
subjective to a different topic. But the ideology, excuse me, I know I'm quoting some of my guys who use big words, but they're pretty much the same, right? Like,
So if say you and someone don't get along for the longest, and one day y'all just like, yo, we beefing this day, like, and the day comes and you change your mind, or they change their mind, you look at them as soft, right? Like, oh, this nigga, he's whack. He changed his mind all of a sudden. It's different in person than it is with the hip hop culture, I would think. That's what I'm saying. Like, because if that happens and you go to beef with someone and y'all go to beef after all this time, all this animosity, and they're like, yo, I'm not fighting you. I don't want to fight. Now in your mind, he's a sucker, and you got one up on him.
Yeah, but to the masses, you made a potentially life-changing decision.
Mm.
You don't know what happens after that beef, win or
Yeah.
lose.
But is that what everyone thinks right away, or is it everyone like, oh, he's whack, he's weak, he don't want like he's scared?
I think it comes down to your pedigree. Like, if you're not known for that, and then you walk away from that, and it's like, okay, that's part of his brand. Him
Maybe
even going at Kendrick the way he did was off brand.
First thing I hear in my head is, this nigga's scared.
Yeah, true.
That's fine.
And that's just what we've always grown up like around.
culturally. Yep, culturally. Yeah.
This culture has been built on I'm the best and here's why. It's been built on that, right?
Definitely.
We are not at liberty to change the culture. we are at liberty to be a part of it or not, right?
Yeah.
So if Cole chose to be a part of the culture, you deal what comes with the culture. And what happened here is Cole said, me and Aubrey are the best, or me, this big three, we're the best. And Kendrick disagreed with that. Now, either you're gonna sit on top of the mountain or you're not, right?
Mhm.
Your personal feelings about that be damned, because you are within this culture. The culture takes the precedent. Now, if we're at a card game just sitting around, right? That's a personal situation outside of the industry that I'm in. That's when I can say, damn, you know what? My fault. Pardon me. It's a personal situation. Apology, real life personal things. Hip hop is not that. Hip hop is very, very close to television. Hip hop is very close to media, right? Where things are happening for likes, whether you like it or not. That's the nature of the industry. It's not a real relationship. Relationships require apologies, mended friendships. That's where that's happening, not in hip hop.
A lot of it is, again, ego versus humility. A lot of that stuff you can be pushed into stuff, and you can allow your ego to have you doing some stuff that you really don't want to do, though.
Yeah.
Regardless of hip hop or not, like it goes down to your ego and how much your ego is going to be bruised. You know what I mean? How much can you take? How much can you just, like, you know what? Let that roll off. Like, I mean, again, let's just change it, because I already know musically. I don't even want to go there with music, because there's ways to bridge where you're talking about. There were times where people got dissed and didn't say nothing back, and it was like, well, he's looked at like a certain way, right? And it's
But I
like,
would
well,
respect that more. I would respect if he never dropped anything. I would respect that, because then he stayed on brand. Okay, but however, you better not ever say you're the best again. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I would respect if you stayed on brand.
so you
No problem.
so you still can't say you're the best.
How so? Kendrick just told you wasn't. Okay.
I mean,
Hip hop.
that's all opinion, though, and
So
it's, again,
yeah, because
goes
it's
back
based
to
off his
ego.
bars.
This goes back to
It tells
ego.
something totally different.
This goes
I
back to ego.
Yeah, I think you can, if you don't reply at all and you just go on about your business like you normally, you can still say you're the best. But if
Definitely
you do
can.
now, if you do what Cole did, you drop a diss and then you delete it. That, I think that was the worst part. He deleted it.
Did he?
Yeah, he said he's deleting it off all platforms. So you drop a diss record that's just like Jabs anyways, and then you apologize for it, and then you delete it. Now you can't go around saying you're the best anymore, because you apologize, which now looks out of fear to most people. Then you deleted the shit. So like there's no record of it unless someone downloaded it, which they probably did, but like that, I think that looks worse than you not replying at all.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean,
I don't agree. I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. You know, I get the foundation that was set because of the hip hop community and it's being a sport and all of that. But
yep.
I feel like there's got to be a level of respect shown in what Cole did. He was like, you know what? That's not it. That's not me.
He stayed
You
true to
know,
himself,
He stayed
and
true
I
to
respect
himself.
him for it. But he should have never dropped it.
Cole is he's a product of this current environment, right? And maybe that's where we make the mistake, because we're all 45 years old, little 51. Where the culture that we knew wouldn't allow such. Cole is a product of this modern environment where the sensitive nature of men is allowed to show more. Where we're from, come back, Payne. Where we're from, you couldn't be perceived as soft in hip hop. That's just where we're from. That's why this becomes a conversation, because we don't at least I don't understand it. You know, I come from a different time. At least I came from a land where hit 'em up got subliminal responses, right? I got that from people who said, "Oh, I don't really want smoke," but they had to say something. New hip hop. Okay, I get that. But this sensitive stuff that we're dealing with now, who was it? Ari Lennox? I think it was some young artist was like,
Ari
"Oh,
Lennox.
it's so
Ari
nice that Cole did this and really lived his truth." And it's just a different from what I know hip hop to be, right? And it speaks a lot to my consistent statements about men being soft in today's world. I think men are soft now. I've said that many times on this show. And this is just another illustration of it.
Is it soft or in tune with who he is?
Like,
I
what are we
don't know
doing
about
here?
all the soft stuff. I really don't know about the soft stuff.
Here we go. Because that type of stuff has been, again, we're in the 45 plus category. That type of stuff or showing that type of vulnerability has always been taught to us as a thing you don't do.
Yep.
Ever, at no point. We were grown up. I know I was raised by my OGs, my pops, my uncles, and stuff who told you about being a certain way as a man and how you were supposed to carry yourself, no matter what, right or wrong, whatever the case may be. But a lot of that wasn't the best information now, looking at it years later.
Why not?
It really wasn't.
Why not? It's what's happened is that built the fabric for men to men to act like men.
No, but a man that acts
but not always smart men.
So you're basically, so if you saw one of your friend, and I hate to frame it this way, but if you saw a friend of yours, if you lost a childhood friend, you're basically saying in that moment that if you cry, you're soft for mourning about your friend, right? You suck it up. No, don't cry. Don't show no emotions or feelings about, like, that's what I mean. Like, no, that was misinformation. So what are you supposed to do? Okay, so I mean, we can agree to disagree on that, but what are you supposed to do then? Because basically you're saying that if that happens, you're soft for reacting away as to something that's just a human emotion, but you're just taught to build it or mend it up. I don't get it.
That's because you're foregoing your purpose, right? So if you're, and I think it was just K. Michelle, correct me if I'm wrong, Little.
It was
just K. Michelle who was just talking about a man who cries in her, she doesn't feel protected. Listen.
Yeah, but I don't care nothing about what that jellyfish says. I don't. That's why she doesn't have a man now.
No, come back, Payne.
Come on, Seth.
The ideology behind what she feels is what men were supposed to be. Yeah, man, I can totally understand. Damn, I lost my homie, right? But understand your purpose. Your purpose here as a man, right, is to be a pillar and in support for your community. That's your purpose.
You can still be that. You can still be that.
You definitely can still be that.
You can still be that. You can still be that.
I think what starts to happen in those instances is people look at you and wonder, damn, like, if that's my vision of strength, how am I supposed to move, right? So you can have those moments, but have them in closed doors. I'm always here for that, right? But you gotta be an example for how men gotta move.
I think this was a prime example.
That's a
we've always been on record as saying there's no OGs leading the youth to be better, and this is a prime example of that.
Exactly.
Cole set the stage for saying, you know what? As a man, this ain't me.
Yeah.
So he changed.
That's why all these kids out here killing each other now.
Yeah, he changed course.
No fear.
And it takes strength to be vulnerable in a moment. Like,
exactly.
Payne, are you green or my eyes bugging? Hold on.
No, my camera.
Payne was getting activated with you. He was about to turn it off. You seen the fucking vein come down the middle of his forehead.
Oh shit!
That's because that dumbass statement K. Michelle made.
No, I don't agree. I think K. Michelle is accurate.
So if a man's mother passes or his father passes and he cries in front of his girl, you don't feel protected. That's weird.
So y'all know my father passed. Like, this is now, it's been some time now. Um, you know, I I make it a point to try to be as strong as I can so that people around me don't have to be, right? That's all. I make that a point in my life. Um, so while people around me were crying during that moment, someone had to be strong and get us through that day. That was me, right? Now, what I did in the bathroom after the events is my own journey. You understand what I'm saying? But my father was a pillar of strength. Never once in my life did I see him cry. He told me often, men don't cry. Cool. I locked in. My uncles told me the same shit. Men don't cry. Why? Because we have to be the illustration of strength. Cool. I understand. I tell my sons the same thing. Don't cry. If you gotta cry, go do that in the bathroom, and then come back out and be strong and be what you're supposed to be. Right? You can have those moments to yourself.
It takes strength to cry, though.
It definitely does.
Totally.
As a man, it takes strength to cry. To let yourself be vulnerable, it takes more strength than to hide it.
Particularly because of all of the things Capo just said, that his, rest in peace to his OG and his uncles. But again, the same information that I got growing up too.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no, you can't show that kind of vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? Like, for one, again, your friends, your peers you grow up with, they will look at you a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, for being that way. You know what I mean? And again, as a youngin, you know what I mean? Like, okay, you're like, okay, like you're listening to him because you want to listen to what your OG say. But I mean, looking back at that now, 45, thinking back to that time, I'm like, damn, I don't know if I would tell that to my son. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's
I'm
where
not sure if
that's
I would.
where our roads part. That's why I
I'm
rose
not sure
part,
if I
because
would.
I feel like, yo, that was great game, and you was like, nah, I wish I would have got a different message. You know what I mean? But
No, I accepted the message. I said, for me, but I'm not sure in today's climate that I would say that, because again, you're dealing with different types of youngins that are growing up in different type of times than we did, so they're gonna handle things a lot different. But I still, again, I've seen gangsters, I've seen stone cold killers like cry before, so that's why I'm like, I don't know. I know dudes that are crying, got bodies under their belt, like, so I don't know about that.
Go ahead, and then I got a question for you too. Go ahead.
We all seen the scariest guy in the shy cry.
How
you did watch the shy, right?
So let me ask you.
And the scariest guy in the shy was who? Omar, right?
That's
The Wire.
That's actually the Wire.
I mean, the Wire. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hey, listen.
The
it's been a
question I
long
have
day.
is, does your ego have an effect to your lady when you are crying in front of her? Just answer me what you think that is.
So
I imagine it does.
Okay, and why do you think that's so? Why is that so?
She was led down a path similar to the path you was on when you was coming up. And we're supposed to do this.
You broke up, Hype.
What part did I break up on?
The whole thing.
The whole explanation.
So what I'm saying was, was probably on that same path that Chuck was on, and they were both misled.
That's super false.
So
you know what I mean? So
yeah, I was gonna say it depends on the emotional maturity of your lady. Like, if she's emotionally mature enough to understand that it takes strength for a man to be able to cry in front of his woman, and she'll be okay with it. But if she's immature, like K. Michelle, she's gonna think what K. Michelle thought.
Hey.
Yeah.
So the question I had to ask before we get back into that: at what point can you consider yourself living and being your authentic self if you got to do all this stuff in the closet?
Whoa, in the closet.
No Diddy.
Bathroom. My fault, Payne. Bathroom. Like, are you always walking around with this disguise, like you're masquerading through life because you're not showing your true authentic self? If you hurt, you hurt.
Yes.
This is where the male suicide rate comes into discussion too. Hiding all that shit becomes real painful.
Your hurt is secondary to your purpose. This is not something new. I say it all the time, right? I'm full aware of my purpose. I'm a leader, right? I am a strong Black man in my community. People look to me for strength and what do we always see? This is what I don't get about you dudes, right? We talk all the time about, boy, with women, you know you're gonna get emotional instability. We talk about that, right? Meanwhile, you guys are asking for men to have those. I want the same ability to be emotionally unstable.
It's
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Terrible.
It's definitely
strong like a motherfucker.
Yo, I hate that it always feels like, you know what I mean? It's the four horsemen on one side, and you got freaking the nature boy on the other side. Like, woo! You know what I mean? Like, we're just freaking Oli, Arn, Tully, and freaking I'm JJ Dillon, and that's freaking Rick over there, dog. Like, yo,
it's nothing new. We've been doing this for 150
that's ego.
episodes.
That's ego. You better believe
That's
it.
exactly ego. Yeah.
That's ego.
Exactly.
That's ego. That's all ego right there, bro. That's all ego.
Listen, it's different if you're crying every day of the week. Now I can understand your girl being like, yeah,
you might as well be. So also, why do you get to define how often I cry? See, that's the bullshit I'm talking about.
If you're crying because you had
okay, but 5 is.
If you're crying because your boss cut your lunch short at work today, like that's some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like, but if you're crying because someone in your family passed, or like you lost your job and you don't know what the fuck you're about to do next, like that's totally different. A man should not have to have his guard up when he comes home to his woman. He should be able to be vulnerable with her.
100%, Rich.
Yeah, I believe so.
100%. What's unfortunate is that's usually not the case.
Definitely, yeah.
No shit.
So in Chuck's world, a man should never be vulnerable unless he's hiding in the bathroom, which is crazy to me.
Yeah,
it definitely is.
That's crazy.
Definitely is, because you're gonna get your wife or you're gonna get one of these kids that are gonna see you, and they're gonna be like, "Damn, this nigga has no feelings. He has no feelings."
That's where most male suicides occur too. In the bathroom. Nah, I'm full of shit. I don't know where they occur, but like, the male suicide rate is because like we hold shit in. We gotta stop doing that shit. You cannot hold everything in. Like you can be strong and cry.
I got real quiet for a minute, Jake. I was like, for real?
Yo, Payne, thank you for adding like a little. We getting a little too dark for 150th episode.
No, but for real, the male suicide rate, a lot of it is people holding shit in. You know what I mean? So
I watched a dude beat somebody up while he was crying.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Shit happens.
I've seen that before.
At least Koppel has warmed up to the idea of getting help if you a third party help if in a relationship. So he's like weeding into slowly but surely. You know what I mean? Remember, he was pro, no, forget that. He's kind of changed his tune a little bit. It took 9 seasons to get to that point, but you know what I mean?
We get into him.
I think that's the journey for some people. It's the journey for people who cry all the time, right? That's the journey for you, right? If you crying with your lady because it's Tuesday, you're the kind of person that need to go sit down with Deanna and be like, hey, you know.
There you go, Alexis. Alexis, that's exactly what I'm thinking about right there. Her statement right there.
This may be why women view men as emotionally unavailable. They hide behind their emotions. Sad. Yeah.
100%.
Because it'd be the K Michelle's of the world that'd be like, oh, he's cold, he's emotionally unavailable. Yeah, because you make him feel like shit if he tries to be vulnerable to you. Like,
I don't smack her on the ass and the
I was gonna say he takes that emotion and smacks it inside her head.
Little, you gotta relax. Yo, little,
I don't want to hear about K Michelle.
Yo, fire. Yo, you're on fire.
Come back, Payne. Come back, Payne.
Yo,
stop calling that lady a jellyfish.
She's a jellyfish. I mean, everything fake.
What? Hold on.
Everything
What?
fake.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
Oh my god.
Oh
This
man.
dude.
Yo, you guys, man. This is what but again, yeah, I mean, great comment. Chanel. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because but part of it was it's part of it, man. You know what I mean?
I want us to
our
be
ego-
strong again, man. I want us to be.
Nah, it
example.
doesn't mean you can't. You can chew gum and walk. You can do two things the same time. You can be one and the same. You can do two different things, man.
Mhm.
I think what
Because
we do is- I'll tell you what. We put up a blind poll on our Facebook page, and we ask how many women think men are soft if they're crying in front of them. Let's just ask them blindly, right?
Yep.
And I guarantee you, the majority will be like, "Yeah, nigga soft."
And I bet you the majority of them are single.
Yeah, that might need to pull a little wager on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can do that.
maybe.
Yeah,
Okay. Kind of like the bougie poll that we had that we need to redo.
we definitely need to redo that.
That was some
Yeah.
bullshit. Y'all got
Well,
me
I'm
fucked
fifth.
up.
I'm fifth now.
Who was one?
There's no way.
High
Yeah.
Tower was one for sure.
Okay.
How you fit with all them sneakers sitting back there?
They're all empty, man. What are you talking about?
Y'all see me? I'm in the gutter. I'm in the tunnel. I'm in the dungeon, man. Y'all see me?
Listen to that Life Jennings cry. That's one of Chuck's favorite artists too.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
love
it definitely
He
is.
loves Life Jennings. That's his guy right there, dog.
How you like Life Jennings and don't subscribe to his message?
Chuck's like,
We ain't doing this.
Chuck's like, man, fuck Life Jennings right now.
Sure.
Hold on. We got a message from Fabian. Crying isn't the only way of showing emotion. I know when he isn't good. I learned how to read him because I know he isn't going to cry. I don't need him crying all the time. That's true.
No,
Fact.
no,
But you show your emotion, and that's her knowing you. Now, suppose it's one of these people that don't take the time to get to know their spouse inside and out. Now you're hiding shit. Now
Yeah,
she doesn't
but
know
Pain,
if you're good or
what
not.
have I been saying for 150 episodes? Use the dating stage fucking wisely. Learn the motherfucker you plan on being with. I'm consistent, fellas.
Listen,
I've been to
listen.
weddings and
Right.
seen them.
You didn't cry at your
like
wedding?
Life on a while.
Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Let's not gloss over crying all the time. All the
Yeah.
time is the key thing. She's
Yeah.
okay with you crying.
Yeah, that's the key. All the time is different.
Yeah, you don't need that.
She's been to weddings and seen a man cry watching his wife walk down the aisle. Not a female felt they were weak. Tears of joy. I mean, those are tears of joy. I would think. I hope he ain't crying sad
It sound
tears
like-
getting married.
Nigga said, I done
On the
fucked
Chuck, there
up.
should be no tears at all.
You know, he's happy as
That nigga said,
Queen's
I done
walking down the
fucked
wall.
Yo,
I
everybody,
done hung up my jersey,
I was watching
and I still
something.
got some in me.
I was watching something on IG. This lady was like, my husband was watching a video and he's yelling at it like, "Don't go in there, don't go in there." And she was like, "What are you watching?" He was like, "Our wedding." I was like,
Yo. Hey yo. Nah, man.
Wow.
That's funny.
Wow.
Little, you
Dog.
got mirror time for us, God?
Yo.
"Oh, hold up, let me get that ready."
It's like looking in a mirror, only not.
It's mirror time with my man Sam Little, aka Mr. Mirror Time.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the nicest of the four? There was a rumble double. 5 minutes it lasted. The mirror said, "You are you conceited bastard."
Going back to J. Cole, this is where my maritime stems from, and it's something like this: if we don't end wars, wars will surely end us.
Okay. Okay. But it's
I
hip
like
hop.
it.
But okay.
I like it.
I don't.
In general, I like it.
You like being on the other side of the fence,
He
man.
definitely does. He
You just
definitely
like
does.
being like you always say, yo, y'all always leave me over here to be the villain on my own. You know what I'm saying? But like for the last 149 episodes, I've been being the villain, so I might as well keep doing it.
Nah, last week, y'all three was the Legion of Doom, and it was me and Chuck on the island fighting
Facts.
for our lives.
Facts. Facts.
Listen,
Once
Hey.
it's in the book, fellas.
You ain't learn how to swim, you bound to drizzle. I got that from Snoop. Shout out to Snoop. Oh, sorry.
Yo, before we get out of here for 150, I want to say that I'm proud of each and every one of y'all here. We made it.
Absolutely.
This journey's been great, man. And you know, through the laughter, through all the serious discussions, through everything, it's really formed an amazing bond that the five of us have that you know, we'll carry through the next 150 and then obviously carry it to real life as well once these lights are off and we go back to just being, you know. So I appreciate y'all, I love y'all, and continue the journey.
I already know,
Yes,
man.
yes. Couldn't say it better myself. I probably could have,
there goes that ego again. Nah, man, but definitely. I mean, I don't even want to. It's tough to follow up those words, but definitely been an amazing journey. Like I said, we've been through some serious stuff off of here. I appreciate you guys for being with me during some really tough times in my life. Like I said, my brothers for life. Like I said, we fight like family, we love like family, but at the end of the day, it's always gonna be family. Just
100%.
word up.
Yeah.
Little, you got anything?
I don't have anything because Chuck's gonna think I'm too tender after he done did his little tender stuff over here. So I'm all set. I'm gonna go get me a glass of blueberry juice, like Maine guy, and enjoy my night.
Blueberry juice. Did you get that from OJ? OJ was talking
Definitely
about blueberry
so.
juice on the show with Cam.
Yeah,
Definitely so.
We know what Juice was drinking, and it wasn't no damn blueberry
It
stuff.
definitely wasn't.
I mean,
But nah,
he was drinking different kind of juice.
nah. Thank you all. Y'all definitely, you know, over the past 4 years now, made me look at life a lot differently. Pay attention a lot more to myself and, you know, my wrongdoings. And y'all made me a much better person. To tell you the truth.
Sure. And I mean, for me, just thank y'all for adding me to the mix, man. Because all I was doing was sitting here making mixes, and y'all been through some of my ups and downs already in the past 4 years, and just like made me part of something that I feel is special. And we just getting started with 150 episodes in the book, which is crazy. You know what I mean? So, and we got some big stuff coming up to celebrate this 4 years. So I'll let Hype talk about that.
Congratulations!
Before I get into the celebratory stuff, man, you know, I want to echo everyone's statements, man, and keep it short and sweet, man. Say, listen, man, I love y'all. Y'all like the brothers I never had, and I have 2. So now I got 6. You know what I mean? Win, lose, or draw, man. I know I can count on y'all. So I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Here's to another 150.
Word up.
But yeah, now to the celebratory shindig. You guys are getting this early because it hasn't been promoted yet. It hasn't seen the light of day yet, but we are planning an anniversary party to celebrate the 4 years. Details will be coming out soon, but we're looking at the end of the month. So keep a close eye on what we got going on. Follow, like, subscribe, get those updates. And we hope to see you there. I'm not going to tell you where. I'm not going to tell you when. You just got to stay tuned and find out.
And for y'all old people in our age bracket, it's a day party, so you ain't got to worry about
It's a day party.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
wait, we got
I'm
something
about
else.
to say.
What more do you want from me?
We got something else, right?
The breakover, the takeover.
Yeah.
You know
Next
what I mean? We just gonna leave it
Let's
like
keep that on the hush. Let's keep that on the hush.
That's all we're gonna give.
The takeover.
We do have a surprise for you. We do have a surprise for you guys, but you got to stay tuned to find out. Straight up.
The breaks over, the takes over.
150 in books. We out of here, baby.
TSMP. Yeah.